Okay, so first what you do is you lift the car like this. Good old manual labor. And you remove the wheel. Wheel is off. Once the wheel is removed, you can get access to the brake caliper itself. And BMW has this wear sensor here that you need to also replace. To change this, you have to take, of course, the old one off. And when you look at it, this wire, it's going from here and then it disappears somewhere in there. And to get access to that, there's a sort of like a door here that you can open and remove. And under here you can see where the wire goes. So you open this and that's where you can make the change or the connection for the new one. Okay, I'm gonna open this door, get access to the this white one or the lower one, that's for the brake wear sensor. Just gently pull it out. Ooh. Comes off pretty easily. Okay, so here's the old one. I'm gonna install the new one. I'm using these Meyle, what is this? Anyway, I'll put the link in the description below so you can see the parts that I've used here. In order to get this old cable out, you might want to have to loose these covers a little bit because it's pretty tight spot. Off. At the same time I want to put the new one in. There we go. Same route as the old one. Make the connection here so we can close this gap. And this connector goes only in one way, so just put it in there. Close the gap. Make sure it's okay. Yeah. Then close the lid. Push these clips in one at a time. Yeah, there you go. There it is, got it in. New one is here waiting. We take the caliper off and the old pads off and replace them. Okay, so first thing you do, you pry off this spring here, but like this. It should come off pretty easily. Like that. Just remember which way you took it off so you know which way to put it back. In order to remove the caliper, there are two 7mm hex screws here, and they are covered with these plastic cups that you need to first remove with a little help from the screwdriver, and they should come off. Yeah, caps like this. First one, and the other one is up here. They come off pretty easily. Yeah. These are really stiff sometimes. Yeah. Okay, so if these are not coming off and they're just spinning and not coming out, you can use something like a screwdriver and push them from the other side. Or if it comes like this, but you can't get it out with your fingers, just get a pliers and pull it out. The bottom one came off pretty nicely. I can get it off with the fingers or with the pliers. but the top one didn't come out, so I'm gonna have to push it with from the other side with the screwdriver. Yeah. First one off. And the second one off. Yeah. I'm gonna also pull the sensor out at this point. Okay. Came off. Now the old sensor is completely removed. Now we just we need to get the caliper off, and it might be that the brake piston is pushing it, so it's not coming so easily. So I'm gonna push the piston in with the vise. You just need to get it enough so that you have clearance to pull the caliper out. You don't have to push the whole piston in, just enough to get the caliper moving. And you pull the caliper out. Yeah. Okay, so at this point it's good to clean these parts here. And also the caliper itself. You can remove the old pads. These are usually a little bit rusty or dusty or just dirty. Be careful not to break these seals here. They are rubber. If you break them, it's not going to be a good thing for the brakes. What I usually like to do is I'll add a little bit of copper paste to these new brake pads, to the parts that are sliding against metal in the caliper, so that they won't get stuck. But you have to be careful not to put too much of this stuff, because if you have too much, it's just gonna gather some dust and it's gonna do more harm than it's doing good. So just a little thin layer, real thin layer. And I'll do the same thing with these light bolts that go inside here. Add a little bit of copper paste. Remove all the extra stuff. Yeah. We put these new brake pads in their places. This one goes in here. You just click it in. Like that. And the other one goes to the other side, the opposite side. Oh, like that. Here we are, and now we put the caliper on its place. Like so. There it is. Okay, so next thing is to install these slide bolts. But before I install them, what I usually do is I clean them up with a small brush like this. It's not too hard, so it's not gonna do any damage for the surface, but it's gonna clean up all this sticky stuff that is there. And so I just clean it up. And after I cleaned it, I apply just a tiny little drop of copper paste and spread it evenly. And I do this for the both pins, and after that we're ready to install the pins and put everything back together. Okay, let's put the pins back in. First one and the second one. You might have to jiggle or move this caliper a little bit around so you can get them in their place. But they should go there. Yeah, I think I've found them. tight so it won't come off. Lower one and top one. Yeah, that'll do. Now the cap's back on, top and bottom. And the sensor, the wear sensor. Just look where it's going, make sure you put it in the right place, and then you just push it and it should click in. Yeah. It's not clicking, but you can feel it when it goes in. Well, the wire it's going, everything's good. Yeah. Okay, so the spring is the last thing to install here. That's how it goes. Can be a bit stiff to press, so you can use a big screwdriver to pry it in. That, then you just hit it in. That's it. Tie your back hole. Okay, final thing we need to do is to reset the rear brakes service light. So this is how you're gonna do it. Put the key in and press this. Do not apply the brake. This is automatic, so normally if you would be starting, you would be applying brake and the car would start. Do not start the car, just press the ignition like this. Okay, so now the ignition is on. Now you press this button here and hold it down. Yeah. Then you press again until you come to the rear brakes. That's oil, front brakes, rear brakes. Now hold it down, as reset, up and down, again hold it down. There, it's reset. Yeah, another 50,000 kilometers before the next maintenance. That's it, that's all you need to do. Now you're done.